All right, coming at you today with a new quick riff, which unlike a lot of the other quick riffs we've done, this one isn't so much a riff as it's just literally playing up a scale, which in this case makes for a pretty cool riff. So it's really just a lesson on the diminished scale, at least one way to play the diminished scale. Now the diminished scale is a symmetrical scale, which you'll notice when we take a look at it. You basically get to run with one shape all the way up the scale, and the shape never really changes, with one exception, of course. When we get to the B string, we'll have to skip over an extra fret. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So here is the scale or quick riff, right? So that was a G diminished scale, or a half whole scale it could be called too, because basically what the scale is a half step, a whole step, a half step, a whole step, never ending. So starting from G here, we have our half step and then our whole step, and then we'll slide to another half step. Now we go down to the next string, do the same thing. Next string, same thing. Next string, same thing. Next string, same thing, but instead of going right to the next spot we would usually go to, we do have to jump up one extra fret when we get to the B string. And then next string, same thing. And then once we're here, which is an F, if we want to land back on the root G that we started on, one more whole step so that we can end on that G again. So all together, skipping a fret, and when you put that diminished scale together at a quick speed, that's what it sounds like. So it's a nice shreddy rock metal type of riff, and whether you pick it or do it legato is really all preference. You could pick everything if you want to. Most of the time I lean towards the legato side, so I'm picking once per string. I'm doing all off of one pick. Just so you can see it a little better, but that's what I'm doing, although picking everything would be fine too. So in this case it was G, but of course you can do this anywhere as long as you stick to the pattern. And what's cool about the world of diminished scales and diminished chords, everything diminished, is that if you move up 3 frets, so instead of G, if we went up 1, 2, 3 more frets to this B flat, and we played the same exact scale starting from here, it's actually still the same exact scale again. We could call this G diminished. We can move up 3 frets, and even though we're starting on a B flat, we could call it B flat diminished, or we could still call it G diminished. We can move up another 3 frets to this C sharp or D flat, and we could play the same thing again, and it's still the same diminished scale. So any diminished riff or chord that you ever play, if you move it up or down 3 frets, and then another 3 frets and another 3 frets, it's all still the same scale, and you can use all those spots over and over and over again. So that's a look at the diminished scale.